Hello, fellow historians. I'm Andrea Henderson, and for my research project, I examined Spain's role in the American Revolution. But I wanted to move beyond the simple idea that Spain was just another foreign helper of the Patriot cause. I'm filming here at Tumacácori National Historical Park in southern Arizona. Obviously not a battlefield of the American Revolution, but this site helps us look at the revolution from the edge of the Spanish Empire. When Americans tell the story of independence, we usually look east, right? Of Boston, Philadelphia, Valley Forge, and Yorktown. But Spain's view of the war stretched across a much larger map. It included the Mississippi River, New Orleans, the Gulf Coast of the Floridas, the Caribbean, Mexico, and frontier missions and communities far to the west, just like this one. That became the frame for my project. And the question that ruined my sleep schedule was, how did Spain support the American Revolution, and how did that support serve both the Patriot cause and Spain's own imperial goals in the Mississippi Valley, Gulf Coast, and broader North American borderlands? My historical hot take is that Spain obviously did materially help the American Revolution. Spanish money, supplies, diplomacy, and military campaigns weakened Britain and supported the Patriot cause. But Spain wasn't fighting for American republicanism. Spain entered the conflict as an empire. Its goals were to weaken Britain, recover lost territory, secure the Gulf Coast and Mississippi Valley, and protect New Spain from both British power and eventually American expansion. The roots of this story go back to 1763. After the 7 Years' War, Spain lost Florida to Britain, and Britain emerged as the dominant imperial power in North America. Spanish officials understood that their frontier was vulnerable. So when Britain's American colonies rebelled in 1775, Spain saw both a threat and an opportunity. The threat was that rebellion might spread, or that a new American republic might push west. The opportunity was that Britain could be weakened, distracted, and possibly forced to give up territory. So this part of the story is less battlefield glory and more imperial spy thriller. Blankets, gunpowder, medicine, credit, merchant invoices, and a whole lot of we have no idea how that got there before Spain formally entered the war in 1779. Spanish officials used commercial and diplomatic channels to assist the Americans without openly declaring war. The firm Gardoqui & Sons helped move supplies, and New Orleans became a critical point for aid moving through Louisiana and the Mississippi River Valley. This aid actually made a difference to the Patriots because they needed money, gunpowder, clothing, medicine, and access to supply routes. But it also served Spain's interest because it kept Britain bleeding resources while Spain maintained official caution. The next plot twist is that the Galvez family was a whole smuggling and intelligence operation. Bernardo de Galvez is usually the best-known figure because he was governor of Louisiana, and he led campaigns against British positions at places such as Baton Rouge, Mobile, and Pensacola. But he wasn't acting alone. His uncle, José de Galvez, served as minister of the Indies and helped shape imperial policy from Madrid. Bernardo's father, Matias de Galvez, served Spanish interests in Central America, forcing Britain to defend another imperial front. Together, the Galvez family shows that Spain's participation was not accidental. It was strategic, it was coordinated, and it was imperial. The third plot twist is that Spain and the United States were not soulmates. They were co-workers with a shared enemy and very different five-year plans. The Patriots wanted recognition, supplies, money, and independence. Spain wanted leverage against Britain, recovery of territory, and control of the Gulf, and security along the Mississippi. That's why calling Spain an ally can be misleading. Spain and the United States shared an enemy, but they didn't share the same future. To Americans, the Mississippi River represented commerce and expansion. To Spain, it was a defensive boundary. This is where Tumacácori matters as a visual frame. The Spanish borderlands weren't empty spaces waiting for American expansion. They were populated, negotiated, and contested places shaped by native nations, settlers, soldiers, missionaries, traders, and imperial officials. Missions like Tumacácori were religious sites, but they also fit into Spain's broader borderland strategy. They helped mark territory, extend influence, organize communities, and stabilize frontier spaces. My conclusion is that Spain's role challenges how we tell the story of the American Revolution. The Revolution was not only a 13-colony rebellion, it was also an Atlantic, Gulf Coast, Caribbean, and Borderlands conflict. Spain helped make British defeat possible, but it did so for its own reasons. So the paradox at the heart of my project is this: Spain helped create the United States while trying to contain the United States. It weakened Britain, recovered territory, and strengthened its short-term imperial position. But in helping make American independence possible, Spain also helped create the next great territorial power in North America. Thanks for watching.